Hey, today it's gonna be real short, real quick. Uh, what I want to say is, whether you're boy, girl, whatever, um, you need to flee from lust. Okay, and I'm going to talk about it from the, of course, the like in the sense because I'm a guy, and if you're a guy seeing this, again, there is a reason in which uh, there's a reason, there's a why in which so many people struggle with lust, because it is something that again, people don't do it because it feels bad. No, I mean, let's be honest. Lust, like in the moment, I mean, of course, it's like it's pleasure, right? Like every other sin, it's like pleasure. It's an act of the flesh. But what lust does, especially, is well, of course, it's sin, it corrupts, but with lust is something else. I mean, it just goes so deep because it is meant like to be love, intimacy. Okay, it is meant to reach the like depths of one's soul or heart. And when one takes that, oh shoot, my bad. Okay, as I was saying, and when one takes that and just like starts corrupting it, of course, you know what I mean. Um, when it starts being corrupted, when that that meaning starts being twisted in order for you again to like have pleasure, because you don't have self-control. Let's be honest. Because you don't have self-control, then I mean, it instantly dehumanizes everything and everyone around you. I mean, you stop seeing people as people, okay, as real people, and more as, I don't know, like if you play video games, like just NPCs, just like robots, objects, whatever. And again, I know it's like hard, but I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna be straightforward. I know it's hard, but I mean, just do it. I was gonna say, I was gonna say try, but I think try is like a little too soft, I mean, do it, because this is serious. I mean, unless you do not flee from lust, okay? Unless you, of course, you're not gonna beat lust by yourself. That's impossible for any human. Unless, again, you don't flee from lust, flee from lust, then you're not. I mean, of course, there are many factors that decides like marriage, right? But unless, like, it's, again, especially lust, if you do not flee from lust, you are instantly not fit for marriage. And again, if you're a guy, you, especially like if you're a guy, you will not be ready again for like a godly spouse, or a spouse at all, or I don't know, at least God's way, okay? So I mean, I could just go ahead and say, just don't do it, right? I mean, that's like obviously, right? But and I think I have said it in like some previous videos, I don't know when, that again, the way that you it's not easy, okay? It's not just something that happens overnight. The way that you flee from it, it's by going towards this, okay? Going towards Jesus, going towards God, okay? Taking every thought every evil thought captive, okay, and surrendering to Jesus, okay? I mean, and of course I'm sort of guilty of this, in the sense of like sometimes watching like movies that sort of, okay, no, it's not, okay, oh my gosh, I just like okay, let me rephrase that, okay? For example, right now maybe I shouldn't be watching it, but I'm watching Suits, okay? Like that's the like lawyer series. And of course what obviously I have noticed is that, I mean, like the relationships that, like romantic relationships that are in there, I mean, they are so like weak, okay? I mean, yeah, sure, a few of them like last, or whatever, but I mean, again, they're just so dominated by their flesh, like by their lustful desires, okay? That again, they dehumanize this beautiful thing that God gave us when He created us, okay? This beautiful act of intimacy that whenever it is mentioned, okay, then we just like act all weird. And I'm just gonna say it's sex, okay? Sex. Again, God intended it to be an act of intimacy between two people, okay? Not just you just going around and, just, I don't know, just having sex with like tons of people, or I don't know. And again, I'm not trying to like judge in a way that I think I'm better than you, of course not. But again, it's like trying to clarify like the natural purpose of sex, okay? It is meant, like, again, for it to be an act of intimacy, to, and from it have kids, right? But again, it's like in like today, I mean, it is just like it just happens like so often, especially during like universities, and like in universities, colleges, or again, it's just like all these lustful actions. Again, it corrupts one's soul. You've seen, if you've seen The Grinch, you know that like the Grinch, how like the story goes, that he has like a shrunken heart, right? Like extremely small heart, okay? Because I don't know, like how little he cares or whatever it is. Point is that this is like similar to what lust does, okay? It not only like makes your heart sort of smaller, or maybe it like makes it immune, or it's just like it transforms you sort of like a being without a soul, okay? Because it corrupts the soul, okay? Not only the soul, also the brain. I mean, it corrupts every single part of your essence, okay? And but again, also what I also want to say, and I think I've said it like recently, that lust is not always obvious, okay? You might think, again, that like this warm fuzzy feeling that you have maybe towards someone, maybe like, okay, maybe this is like actual love, right? But I mean, you don't like really know that. That's why, I mean, you should be like careful, not like loving someone is like radioactive, in a sense of, oh, you gotta be careful, do not go near it, right? No, of course not. But you have to be careful that it is not lust, okay? You gotta be careful, because oftentimes, and especially like going back to what I was telling you about, like this series Suits, right? That it looks like these people don't even know themselves, okay? Don't even know their own hearts, which is true, okay? The Bible says it, like the heart is deceitful among all things. Who can understand it? It's Proverbs, I think. And again, just like it's like people don't even know themselves, okay? And because they're confused, they don't know how to distinguish between love and lust, and then they just move on, or they act upon like their feelings, the same heart that is constantly like deceiving them, okay? So again, like my advice, or like what I want to say is, you got to be like careful, because of course it's not wrong to like love somebody, or like care about someone, no, but again, make sure it's not lust, okay? And again, lust is not always like this like obvious like feeling, oh this gotta be lust, right? No, I mean, it can be like this like obsession you have with someone, but not the obsession like the messed up obsession. It can be like, or it can lead to lust, like this like an obsession that you have with, like, I don't know, like as I said last video, like an imaginary version of someone in your head, okay? And I mean, next time you are, I don't know, next time you're faced with like this challenge, I mean, like remind yourself, this person that like sure that I'm having like these thoughts on, this person is God's creation, okay? God, I mean, Jesus died for this person, okay? Jesus loves this person more than anyone would ever like love them or can love them, okay? And if you're a guy, I mean, I've said it before, like this person that I'm having like lustful thoughts about, I mean, this is God's daughter, right? I mean, he knows what you're thinking, okay? And not to like, not as a, I'm not saying as a threat, but like, I mean, be aware of what you're thinking of, right? I mean, be aware of like, try to undesensitize yourself. I just like went like back and forwards there. Again, like, yeah, just be aware of what you are doing. I mean, like, be conscious that other people, okay, people around you are like creations of God, okay? And hopefully they're, followers of God too, that they are Christians too, right? But again, just since God made us so, like, since we are so beautifully and wonderfully made, okay? And then us just giving into our flesh and just twisting this design, okay, to fit our own pleasure, our own flesh, twisting this godly design, literally godly design, again, to like satisfy yourself or whatever it is. I mean, it should just like, I gotta say, just stop, okay? I mean, of course, no one's perfect, yeah, but again, there's a difference between, not doing anything about it. Maybe you're watching this and you're not gonna do anything about it, okay? Or, you could make a change, right? I mean, you just go ahead, give it a read. I'd recommend you Proverbs, or, well, let's see, which one else? Yeah, just give Proverbs a read, man. It's like just full of bangers. Well, I think, yeah, Matthew has some good verses that address this topic too. Well, yeah, again, there's a difference between, watching this, or, God reminding you and you doing nothing about it, and doing something about it, you know? Just, right? And I was gonna say like at least try to, but I don't know. Maybe I got like I might have it wrong, but for those who watch Star Wars, Yoda's like when Yoda's teaching Luke, or like yeah, just like teaching Luke like how to like lift a plane or like an X-wing with the Force, right? And then Luke says, "Okay, I'll try," and then Yoda says, "No, there is no try. Just do or do not." Okay, I mean it's true, right? But again, we've had this like I'll try thing as if they were like, you know, a third option or an in between 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 don't and do. And I mean, for now, I'm sort of sticking or yeah with what Yoda said. Yeah, you know, just do or do not. I mean, he is kind of right. Like if you watch it from the right perspective, right? But okay, I'm just yapping at this point. Okay, stay blessed, stay rooted, stay prayed up, and stay faithful. Okay, because he always does.